What's up, survivors? I am on my way to my first Maafa commemoration at the Black Star Culture Center here in OKC, the Heartland, baby. For those of you who may not know what a Maafa is, it is a Kiswahili term for terrible occurrence or great disaster. It refers to the Black Holocaust, when millions of Africans died during the journey of captivity from the west coast of Africa to the shores of America, known as the Middle Passage. So I am going to go and experience my first Maafa. And I just know they're going to play a movie, and we're going to pour out libations for our ancestors, and poetry and songs, and I believe the kids orchestra will be playing tonight, our children orchestra. So I am looking forward to all of that and fellowshipping with my brothers and sisters, and hopefully I will get some good footage and show you what or how we do it here in the Heartland, how we celebrate and pay homage to our ancestors. So stay tuned. All right, survivors. All right.
That we always ask for blessings and permission to go forward. And when we're in intimate settings, we always ask that permission from the eldest in the room. I know how old my mother is. I'm not going to say it. And I know traditionally, Brother Kwame and we ask for y'all permission to go forward. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without any further delay, we're going to get the program started. I bring forward to you a brother who's going to bless the ceremony, give us the official starting of the event itself. We'll start with the lighting of the sage to cleanse the atmosphere. We should do this with a non-lighter, but
iba shebo egungun kiki egungun egun ikuraran pe auko pipe ora so bofonebo egun ikobato bango igonde bi abafa torenala egun ashede ashe. As we come today to give honor to those who lost in the Middle Passage, lost in Maafa, we honor you today. We honor the bloodlines, lost the bloodlines who survived. We ask those who survived, those who passed away, all of our DNA, to come present today, to be part of this ceremony, to be part of this event, to bless us all with prosperity, wealth, and abundance, to cover us with their protection, with their wisdom, with all the good things of life. We honor you and we give thanks to you for all that you bless us with, for all that you manifested, for your strength, for your courage, for your wisdom, for all those who didn't know what was going to happen as they reached across, or they came across this ocean and they came here to this land. Those who survived, the bloodlines who survived, we honor you and we give thanks today. We offer you this libation today, and for this libation, we ask that you will bless us, that you will cleanse us, that you will wash us from the inside out, all throughout all the struggles and challenges left here, that the work that was left to be undone by each and every one of you will be also given to us so that we can finish the work that was started through you. So we honor you today as we pass this libation. And as I give the libation, I ask that each one of you will call out the name of an ancestor as I pour. I will say Ashe. Every time that I say Ashe, then please just say a name. All right? I'm only going to do it like 5 times or so for Shun. You know what? We'll do it 9 times for Olokun. Olokun is the Orisha who really brings the preservation for all that was lost through the Middle Passage. She's the knower. She's the knower of everything. She's the knower of those things that were lost through the Middle Passage. It is Olokun who preserves. As many know, many people have now found some of the boats and stuff that brought our ancestors over, and they were perfectly preserved. And why? Because Olokun, as it goes deep, it is Olokun that is the preserver. And so today, also as we do this, we honor Yeye Olokun because she is the one who preserves our bloodline. She preserves our DNA. She's the one who blesses us with prosperity, wealth, and abundance, and the depth of the healing that we have to do within. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe. So every time I say Ashe, please just say a name. Okay? We say Ashe.
Dorothy A. Jefferson.
Ashe.
Willie L. Jefferson.
Ashe.
Liston Jefferson.
Ashe.
Nora Mae Jefferson.
Ashe.
Nora Mae Jefferson.
Ashe.
Reginald Williams.
Ashe. 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 And if you run out of names, just say some names of those who gave for us, who gave their life for us. Malika Shabazz and all those who came in there, even, you know, those who through their effort, we are benefiting from their work. So please, Ashe. 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 We ask that the ancestors come, bring us the blessings of prosperity, bring us and rise us up through all the struggles and challenges of today's life, and honor us with your presence today. Bring strength, bring us all that we pray for to come to manifestation, to come to fruition. And we honor you today as we give thanks to you, all those who gave their life for us today. Ashe.
Ashe.
If you would, we're going to do our pledge now from the Kajos, Congo Youth Jazz Orchestra and Storytelling. After we do the pledge, if you would rise and stand, and we'll be playing the God Bless Africa. All right, so give me a second.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
The wisdom of our ancestors speaking through the music of our ancestors. We are the vision they saw hundreds of years ago without chains or masters. We are the melodies played in their minds before they were allowed to play. We are the stories told from generation to generation. And now, we are the authors of new stories to be told, with new melodies giving birth to the new images of who we are.
We're doing it twice. Jackson on trombone. Next to him we have Bryce, Nathan, Logan, Ishmael, and Ramel. And yeah, please give it up for him. Bryce is only 6 going on 70. And he's been playing the trumpet for about 5 months now. And he's keeping up, so he's one of our prodigies and problem G's and Bryce is bright. Jackson and Nathan, these two gentlemen are former and probably current CODA students. If you don't know what CODA is a statewide music, honor music program. They only select the best of the best. And these two men made it last year. Yeah, and there's so we're very proud to have them with us, and the parents who sacrificed the time to get them here on every other Saturday. And I just want to say that support system is important when, you know, bringing up your kids. You have to support them, especially nowadays. There's so many things that could take their attention. And I just want to give thanks and praise again to the ancestors, to all of you who came out. And I know that a lot of this is kind of new to a lot of people. But I will say that don't be afraid to embrace us. You know, regardless if you are Baptist or Seventh-day Adventist or Catholic, at the end of the day, our DNA doesn't lie. And even though you're from, you know, Oklahoma, or you're from Louisiana, or you're from Chicago, you know, your DNA is from Africa. And as much as we struggle against that, it increases our struggle here. You know, Malcolm X once said that we can't expect other people to accept us if we don't accept ourselves first. And sometimes we have to just, you know, at the end of the day, peel back all the layers, and that final core is going to say that you're African. And please remember the sacrifices of our ancestors. You know, we have to understand that the images we saw in the movie, for those of you who saw the movie, that happened. That was reality. You know, our women were raped, our men were beaten, and other atrocities. Don't forget that. People try to, you know, forget it, but once you start forgetting it, it becomes irrelevant. You know, once it becomes irrelevant, it becomes forgotten. And once it's forgotten, then we have no past, we have no roots. So remember the screams of our ancestors. Remember how they brutalized our women, how they, you know, castrated our men. Remember that, you know, and give, not give thanks, but recognize that it did happen. We're stronger for it, and we can be stronger afterwards. But it starts with remembering and passing on our remembrance and researching, doing some research and reading. So there's nothing wrong with being who we are. There's nothing wrong with being proud of what we are. And sometimes this world makes us feel like we have to choose one or the other. Like you can't be this way and still consider yourself a Christian. Yes, you can. You know, you can still have an understanding of your culture and still, I mean, last I checked, I think they say he was from Nazareth or Africa. Mm-hmm. And every photo I saw, he had like a dashiki on.
Come on now.
I'm just saying. Last I checked. And talking to someone who grew up in the Catholic Church, you know, those deities or those orishas that we're talking about that the brother brought up, those Oshun is no more than the Virgin Mary. So when we start looking at the history of Christianity and Catholicism, it comes right back to Africa anyway. When our ancestors were brought here, they could not speak their language. They couldn't talk the way they wanted to. They couldn't do this. You had to ask yourself, why? Why could they not do this, but they could go and do other things? And when you start to do the research and you start to understand that what our ancestors did was they hid their culture in other religions as well, especially in Catholicism. I grew up looking at those statues in church, St. John and St. Joe, and, you know, but these were all hidden deities. These were the orishas that our ancestors talked about.
They stole it.
Definitely stole it. So we're going to cut everything short because my mom keep looking at me like the food getting cold. So I want to thank everybody again.
Give her a microphone.
for coming out. No. I want to thank everybody again for coming out. Once again, to my vegetarian people with limited diets, I apologize for not having a bountiful spread. I'll catch you on the next one, October 20th, I promise. And before I sit down, I want to let Sister Renee come forth and talk to you about the Oklahoma City Kwanzaa Organizing Committee.
Go ahead.
And I'll let her, she does such a wonderful job. Y'all do it. Limit your speech to 3 minutes, please.
Said I can do that, huh, Renee?
Hey, y'all, that's my wife.
I will be very brief, very, very brief. We are in the planning stages of Kwanzaa this year. There was a lot of interest in helping last year, so we want to open that opportunity to the community. So if you have an organization or you are just an individual that would like to host a day of Kwanzaa, we have an application available. I have a limited number today, but I can always email you. I have about 3 or 4 left today. Fill this out, get it back to us. We'll be making selections. There are 5 days available that are open for hosting, so let us know.
All right.
All right, so that's all for today. I want to thank you again, brother, for blessing us with the opening and the occasion. And everyone else, let's eat.
Nobody's holding us back. The way is clear.
The way is clear.
When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go.
Our ancestors are yelling, let's go.
Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. Nobody's holding us back, the way is clear. When we got each other's backs, our ancestors are yelling, let's go. There's a storm brewing in my heart, creating pains from which I have no relief. I've been forgotten, and I long to be remembered, our ancestors. It is the truth in my breath which sustains the universe. I exhale and instantly worlds appear. I speak and stars emerge to illuminate the words which drip from my lips as liquid rays of moonlight. Creating oceans while the motion of my hand generates the winds that whips the waves of my tears, while my fears create quakes when I tremble. It's simple. I long for remembrance. Secretly, wet, silent words flow into my pillow and become locked away like painful memories. And in this dark place, I can't find the parts I need to remember me. So remember me. Not the me that is, but the me that was, that made me the me that I am today. Now a victim of Western fragmented disorder, this ain't our order, but some cruel game they play. See, our souls are old, and we gradually gravitate towards wholeness. The wisdom of our ancestors foretold this. So I hold to this like I hold my fist, proudly in the air, and loudly declare, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people, power to the people. Oh, never forget The revolution, the revolution, the revolution, the revolution, our evolution. Never forget our evolution. Never forget our ancestors.
All right, survivors. So I am just riding around trying to digest everything that I just took in at the Maafa. And it was powerful, very powerful, and touching at the same time. The movie that they played was SANKOFA. And it was about a lady that lived a life of vanity. And she was just stuck on herself. And she forgot where she came from. So the meaning of the movie was, as SANKOFA, it means to return to go back to. And she was held captive and she was taken back to Africa. And she got a taste of what our ancestors went through. And she denied being an African. She denied it. And that was touching to me, because a lot of us today, we deny who we really are. And we forget our ancestors and where we came from. And we forget the struggle. But the struggle is really real, and that movie really opened my eyes to even more of our struggle, what we go through today. And I don't ever want to forget what my ancestors went through, so I can live the life that I live today because of what they sacrificed for us, for me. And so I almost cried during the movie. I almost got up and walked out, but they didn't even get that opportunity to walk out of what they were into. So I thought about that, and I stayed and I watched the whole movie, and it was very touching. So if you haven't saw it, you need to see it. It'll make you think about some things. You might get a little angry, but and you might consider, hey, that's the way it was back then, and it's not there. It's not that way today, but it is just in another angle. The struggle is still real for African descendants. It really is still real. We still get mistreated, and we do not get the same treatment as other races. So it's not to say anything bad about any race or to hate any other race, but it's an eye-opener. It really is an eye-opener. And we need to keep our eyes open, because it's real out here. That's all I can say. It's real out here. But to sum it all up, the Kahoma Orchestra, the children orchestra, was off the chain. They were good. They are a good young male band. I think they have one young lady in there. I believe it was one young lady that plays with them. Yes. And so, but the majority of them are young men, and they're doing their thing. I'm so proud of them. The libation was good, pouring out the libation and calling out our ancestors' names. What else? Oh, the poetry was off the chain with changing frequencies. Yes, the girl is on the way to new and big things. So be on the lookout for her. She's got an album out, Changing Frequency. Look her up. She is good. What else did we do? Oh, we always have to break bread. So the food was good, the drink was good, the fellowship was good. If you've never been to one and you are interested in going to one, I'm quite sure that we will have more of them. So be on the lookout for them, and I will try to keep you posted on what we have here in Oklahoma City in the heartland. So Just remember, as descendants of African people, we are still going through. We don't need to forget that. We just need to build one another up. That's what we need to do. Build each other up. So many times we're tearing each other down, and it's because we've been conditioned. Our ancestors was conditioned for us to beat one another. You know, the master told them, you beat her, you know, and that is still going on today. But we need to come together as people, black people, white people, all people, but especially African American people. We are African first, and then we are Americans. So stay tuned, and hopefully that we will have more, not hopefully, we will have more videos on Maafa commemoration. So I love you, peace and blessings, and let's continue to love and respect and cherish one another.